Chapter 11 Catching an Adulterer Again. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Zhao Mu, having made up his mind, grabbed his sword and headed straight for the inner sanctum. He knew the way like the back of his hand, having been there several times. Soon he was near Lu Qi's place, but from afar, he spotted an old guy walking out of her mansion. The dude had sword-like eyebrows and eyes that twinkled like stars, and a presence that screamed, "Don't mess with me." Definitely not your average Joe, probably Lu Qi's grandpa, Lu Haikong, the 12th elder of the Shengyuan Demon Sect. Next to him was a young dude in gold, with a slightly feminine vibe. This dude radiated power, like a dragon rising from the sea, cruising the heavens, Long Qianxiang. A demon genius in the nascent soul realm, not even 30, the 5th-ranked prodigy among the direct disciples, a serious heavy hitter. A eunuch, no, wait, just feminine. These two could crush him easily, so Zhao Mu kept his distance. Only when they were long gone did he fly to Lu Qi's place. "Hey, is Lu in?" Zhao Mu knocked, and after a bit, Lu Qi opened the door, looking stoked to see him. She glanced around nervously. "You didn't see my grandpa, did you?" "Yeah, but we didn't actually meet." "Good, come on in." She grabbed his arm and dragged him inside, locking the door and activating a spell to shroud the whole place in mist. "Long Qianxiang hitting you up about marriage?" Zhao Mu asked. Lu Qi glared at him. "Don't even say his name around me, I can't stand it." "So what brings you here?" "It's that Chu Jiaran chick." Zhao Mu told Lu Qi about his run-in at the Outer Stewards Academy. Lu Qi scoffed. "That vixen probably heard you broke through to the Foundation establishment realm and thinks you're worth something now. She won't let you go easily, but whatever. I formed my core yesterday. Once I've got my cultivation solid, I'm going to go challenge her." "Congrats, Lu. I wouldn't have broken through so fast if it weren't for you." Lu Qi's cheeks flushed, her eyes glazed over, remembering that wild night. If she wanted it, Zhao Mu wasn't about to refuse. He needed a place to crash, and her place was perfect for laying low for a while. 2 hours later. Ding, you have been supplemented with the power of the Red Sun, triggering a 50-fold return, and the Red Sun holy body has been slightly improved. Ding, you have been harvested by Lu Qi too many times, and the rewards returned will gradually decay. Huh. Maybe because Lu Qi hit the Dan formation realm, her Red Sun power isn't as effective for his cultivation, and the rewards are dropping off. The system hadn't explained the rules, but Zhao Mu was starting to get the gist. Like the system said at the beginning, it's all about rewarding those who contribute. Basically, the more Zhao Mu puts in, the more he gets out. Guess I'm just too nice for my own good. After the deed, Lu Qi drifted off to sleep, content, but Zhao Mu, juiced up by the power of Qiyang, was buzzing with energy. He bolted to the underground training room, grabbed a pile of spirit stones, and started practicing the Pure Yang Xian Ming Ju. The spirit stones crumbled, releasing spiritual energy that filled the room. Zhao Mu's body was like a black hole, devouring the energy. A huge amount of energy surged into his dantian, converting into pure yang power. The pure yang power propelled Zhao Mu's cultivation forward. Ding, congratulations to the host for breaking through the 3rd level of foundation building. Ding, congratulations to the host for breaking through the 4th level of foundation building. Zhao Mu wanted to hit the 5th level, but then he checked his pockets. The spirit stones were gone. Seriously? 2 levels cost 8 million spirit stones. He knew the higher the level, the more stones it took, but the speed was insane. Doubling it once or twice would be fine, but 10 times. Seriously? System, I protest. The system ignored him. Crap, good thing spirit stones were easy to come by, or Zhao Mu would be screwed. Hitting the 5th level would take almost 10 million stones, and he was still short 3 million, and that was just the 5th level. Getting to the 10th would cost 1 trillion spirit stones. He wondered if there were even that many stones in the entire Shengyuan Demon Sect. Out of stones and unable to practice, Zhao Mu looked inside to assess his gains from the last 2 levels. Then, Zhao Mu understood why it took so many spirit stones. It probably had to do with his Red Sun holy body. Normally, to practice the pure Yang Xian Ming Ju, you just convert spiritual energy into pure Yang power. But because his physique was the red yang holy body, his body was based on red yang power, which was way stronger than pure yang power. The pure yang power from the spiritual energy had to be purified and concentrated into red yang power before it actually helped him improve. One more step meant more stones. It made sense. Actually, cultivating a holy body took serious resources. Even if the Holy Yuan Demon Sect wanted to cultivate a holy body, it would be painful and expensive. If Zhao Mu had awakened the holy body without the system, he wouldn't have been able to keep up on his own. He would have had to join the sect and get their full support to keep practicing. Plus, the Chunying Xianming Ju was a top-tier technique, and it made sense that the fast pace came at a cost. It was early, so Zhao Mu went back to Lu Qi's room, woke her up, and did it again. Lu Qi whined about him disturbing her sleep, but she still went along with it. Ding, you have been harvested the power of the Red Sun, triggering a 20-fold return, and the Red Sun holy body has been slightly improved. Alright, only 20 times this time, probably 10 times next time. Looks like if I want to keep improving my Red Sun holy body, I can't rely on just one person. As he was about to drift off, Zhao Mu felt a cold breeze in the room. Why is the window open? Zhao Mu glanced at Lu Qi, saw she was out cold, got up, and locked the window. When he turned around, a beautiful figure in purple caught his eye. Zhao Mu nearly jumped out of his skin. Holy lady! Zhao Mu freaked out again when he realized who it was. What was going on with this saint? Was she a professional adulterer? Call me in Zixuan. The saint said calmly, approaching Zhao Mu. Zhao Mu swallowed. What brings you here, Zixuan? I need to borrow some of your Chunyang to help me cultivate. Seriously? Again? Never thought you were like that, saint. Chapter 12 Catwoman Twins. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Zhao Mu knew he was a hot commodity. Any female cultivator dabbling in life force absorption would definitely have her eye on him. He'd been desirable enough as just a pure yang body. Now, as a red yang holy body, his masculine essence was off the charts. But even Zhao Mu underestimated the allure of his new physique. Even the saintess was tempted. Still, something felt off. Someone of her strength and status wouldn't need life force absorption. Becoming a saintess meant in Zixuan was the most talented in the entire Shengyuan Demon Sect. While life force absorption offered a quick power boost, it was ultimately a dead end. The Demon Sect might not have taboos, but righteous sects completely forbade it, because there was a fatal flaw. It was a path with no future. Practitioners might see rapid gains early on, but progress would grind to a halt later. Ambitious cultivators wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole, fearing it would cripple their foundation. As a saintess, and Zixuan carried the sect's hopes. Even if she wanted to, the elders, even the Demon Sect Empress, wouldn't let her just do whatever she pleased. Zhao Mu was baffled. He couldn't figure out what she meant, and Zixuan, sensing his hesitation, grew impatient. Don't ask questions you shouldn't. Don't think about things that don't concern you. Just tell me if you're willing. It would be an honor to serve the saintess, Zhao Mu replied instantly. Too good an opportunity to pass up, even if it was suspicious, a possible trap, and Zixuan's personal visit made it clear he didn't have a choice. Refusal would be a death sentence, and Zixuan nodded, and the space around them warped violently. Zhao Mu felt a wave of dizziness and nausea. Another teleportation. This one was lengthy, almost 30 seconds. As if they were traveling a great distance. Opening his eyes, he found himself in a massive, empty cavern. The scenery was breathtaking. Cascading waterfalls, forests of pine and cypress, ornate pavilions. Like a hermit's secluded paradise. Saintess, where are we? This is my secluded meditation cave, the Zetian cave. It's isolated. No one will bother us. Isolated? Could it be a legendary pocket dimension? He'd heard of powerful figures with the ability to tear through space, creating their own private realms. Hadn't Zixuan reached that level of power? The Shengyuan Demon Sect was truly a den of hidden dragons and crouching tigers, and Zixuan waved her hand, and a steaming hot spring appeared on the empty ground. Clean yourself up. I'll make some preparations. I'll be back in a bit. With that, and Zixuan vanished into thin air. Zhao Mu decided to stop overthinking. He stripped and sank into the hot spring. The water washed over him, an incredible sensation. The temperature was easily over 175 degrees Fahrenheit, almost boiling. Most foundation building cultivators couldn't handle it, but for Zhao Mu, with his red sun holy body, it was perfect. He could take even hotter. The bath was so soothing, he drifted off to sleep. Wake up. And Zishuan's voice startled him awake. He was lying on a large bed, wearing a soft, white fur robe, and Zishuan stood nearby, clad in a light, gauzy gown. She was pure as snow, her cold, aloof eyes making her seem unattainable. Yet, she was just feet away, close enough for him to count her eyelashes. Zhao Mu swallowed hard. He'd vowed to get this woman this morning, and by evening, his wish was coming true. It was ridiculously fast. It didn't feel real. Saintess, am I dreaming? Zhao Mu rubbed his eyes, and Zishuan said nothing, only made a gesture. Instantly, Zhao Mu felt like a mountain was pressing down on him. He collapsed on the bed, completely immobilized. So, she wasn't just the saintess, but a powerhouse. Since he couldn't resist, he might as well enjoy it. Zhao Mu closed his eyes, waiting for her to make a move, but nothing happened. Opening his eyes, he found Zishuan gone, replaced by a pair of twin cat-eared girls, identical, stunningly beautiful. Not quite Zishuan's equal, but 3 times prettier than Chu Jiaran. Zhao Mu was confused. These cat girls were gorgeous, but where did they come from? Where was the saintess? Where was his saintess? Why so glum, junior brother? Are we not pretty enough? The 2 cat girls said in unison, their aggrieved expressions perfectly mirrored. It was like looking at a clone. Strangely, Zhao Mu sensed no life force in them. Could they be mechanical puppets? He'd heard the Shengyuan Demon Sect had a unique skill called puppetry. Their creations were indistinguishable from real people, but soulless, mindless automatons obeying orders. It clicked. He understood Zishuan's plan. She needed his red sun power, but a noble saintess couldn't get her hands dirty. Sending 2 beautiful catgirl puppets to extract it was already a great favor. Zhao Mu felt a pang of bitterness and self-deprecation. Even as a red young holy body, he was only at the foundation building stage. To truly powerful figures, he was less than an ant. Fortunately, he was used to such blows. And now he had a system to change his fate. He wouldn't dwell on this little humiliation. Zhao Mu smiled at the Catwoman sisters. How could that be? You're the most beautiful women in the world. Hee, junior brother Zhao is smooth. Enough flattery. Let's get down to business. The saintess only gave us an hour. If we drag this out, we won't finish the task. 1 hour. Zishuan, you underestimate me. An idea sparked in Zhao Mu's mind. Zishuan was probably watching somewhere. He needed to put on a show, a rehearsal for their future wedding night. Chapter 13 The Saint's Reward. You are listening at novelfull.audio. I have no idea how long it's been. Inside the Zitian cave, there's a secluded and elegant residence, and Zishuan's face clouded with anger as she watched the catgirl sisters hobbling in, supporting each other. Thinking the saint was displeased, the catgirls quickly knelt. Saint, have mercy. It's all Zhao Mu's fault. He's just too strong. We tried our best, but the 2 of us couldn't handle him alone, which is why we were delayed. No need to apologize. I'm not blaming you. It's just that. Zishuan hesitated. She couldn't admit she'd been monitoring their every move, not missing a single moment. That would be too embarrassing. Even though the catgirl sisters were high-level puppets she'd crafted with her own puppetry skills, essentially living beings without souls, and completely loyal, Zishuan still preferred to keep her true feelings hidden. She'd climbed to the position of saint through not only talent, but also a shrewdness and mentality unmatched among the disciples of the Shengyuan Demon Sect. Give me the red sun liquid. You can go and tend to your wounds, Zishuan instructed. The catwomen got to their feet with a frustrated demeanor and shuffled over to Zishuan. They handed her a warm, white jade bottle, then limped away, supporting each other. As Zishuan felt the bottle's warmth, memories of what she had witnessed flooded her mind. Her expression turned complicated, and her beautiful face flushed slightly. She'd actually been daydreaming for a moment, snapping back to reality. Zishuan recoiled, seemingly disgusted. and tossed the white jade bottle to the ground, but after a pause, she picked it up again and uncorked it. A peculiar fragrance wafted up, deepening the blush on Zishuan's cheeks. She frowned slightly, immediately summoning her spiritual power to quell her inner turmoil. I won't let some mere vessel shake my resolve. Instantly, Zishuan was once again the aloof and formidable saint of the demon sect. The next second, she produced an enormous alchemy furnace and a wealth of incredibly rare spiritual herbs. She was actually planning to refine pills using Zhao Mu's red sun power. Meanwhile, on the other side. Ding! You have contributed a substantial amount of red sun power to Zishuan, triggering a 1,000-fold return, and your red sun saint body has been greatly enhanced. Huh! Even though the catgirls were the ones who'd been playing with him, the system notification indicated the return was for Zishuan. Could it be that the catgirls didn't benefit directly from the red sun power, and Zishuan was the ultimate beneficiary? Looks like the system has a lot of hidden rules that I'll have to figure out over time, but it doesn't really matter, since he's the one getting the biggest benefit anyway. After this 1,000-fold return, Zhao Mu could definitely feel his red sun saint body had improved significantly. I wonder when I'll be able to perfect the red sun saint body, and I wonder if there will be an even more powerful physique after that. Zhao Mu was looking forward to it. He was pretty satisfied with his 3 hours of hard work tonight. Just as Zhao Mu was about to get up and check out the purple sky cave, he was hit with a wave of dizziness. He was being teleported again. A moment later, Zhao Mu reappeared in Lu Qi's boudoir. You know, Zishuan, that's cold. You take what you want and then act like you don't even know me. Wait a minute. Zhao Mu was about to start ranting about Zishuan when he realized he was holding a storage ring. This storage ring was at least a second-grade magic item, worth at least 100,000 spirit stones, but the ring wasn't the main point, it was the stuff inside. This had to be the reward Zishuan gave him. Looks like the saint was very happy with him. Zhao Mu couldn't wait to check out what was inside. Wow, the space is huge. The storage space in this ring is at least 3,000 cubic meters. No second-grade storage ring would ever have space like that. This might even be a 5th-grade ring. Typical of a saint, so generous, this storage ring alone is probably worth hundreds of millions of spirit stones. However, there wasn't much in the ring, just a pile of spirit stones and a few bottles of pills. There were about 10 million spirit stones, which isn't bad, but what really caught Zhao Mu's eye were the pills. They were all 4th-grade foundation building pills. There are 7 grades total, and there were 10 pills in each bottle, 74th-grade foundation building pills. That's worth way more than 10 million spirit stones. 4th-grade foundation building pills are the highest you can get, and they're the best in terms of quality, color, and effectiveness. One pill is worth over 1 million spirit stones. 70 pills, that's a total value of 70 million. Zishuan. I mean, Saintin, Senior Sisterin. It's just red sun power. From now on, you can have as much as you want. Even if you drain me dry, I, Zhao Mu, won't complain. After all, who wouldn't want to pay for quality like that? Even though Zhao Mu has a return system, the money he gets back can't be used to repeat the process. He still needs capital. Seeing that it was almost dawn, and Lu Qi was still sound asleep, Zhao Mu didn't want to disturb her, and so he returned to the underground training room to continue practicing the pure Yang Xianming art. This was the perfect opportunity to use these spirit stones and pills to make a breakthrough. After refining 3 million spirit stones, Zhao Mu successfully broke through to the 5th level of foundation building. Zhao Mu decided to save the remaining 7 million spirit stones to give to others. He could also try a few pills to see how effective they were. Foundation building pills are supposed to help cultivators at the foundation building stage improve their cultivation, but for Zhao Mu, their biggest benefit was actually to consolidate his foundation. He'd been leveling up so fast lately. Even though he felt fine for now, there could be hidden problems, making his foundation unstable. Taking more foundation building pills should help him solidify it. After taking 4 bottles of foundation building pills, Zhao Mu felt his aura become much more focused, so he stopped. During this time, Zhao Mu once again recognized the power of the red sun saint body. Normal cultivators wouldn't dare take pills as recklessly as he did. Medicines are always a bit toxic, and even the best pills have traces of it. Taking a lot of medicine quickly can cause irreparable harm to your body. If the toxins build up and can't be eliminated, they can even damage your foundation, but the Red Sun Saint body is too strong. Even if a bit of poison gets into his body, the power of the Red Sun immediately devours it. Zhao Mu's Red Sun holy body can't stand any impurities or filth in his body. You could say his body is the cleanest in the world. Even some powerful people can't compare to him in that area. Even though Zhao Mu isn't a clean freak, he still feels great having such a pure body. Junior brother, I'm going to challenge the road to heaven. Do you want to come with me? Lu Qi suddenly pushed the door open, sounding determined. Chapter 14 Yotai's Provocation. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Take on the heavenly path. Zhao Mu instantly understood what Lu Qi was thinking. Fresh off her breakthrough to the Jindan realm, she needed to gauge her strength by challenging the heavenly path before taking on Chu Jiaoran. The heavenly path is an ancient, secret realm formation belonging to the Shengyuan Demon Sect, comprised of 12 levels. The sect's Tianjiao, genius, list is determined by performance on the heavenly path. The Tianjiao list is further divided into outer sect, inner sect, and direct disciples. Outer sect disciples who reach the third level are generally considered elite and worthy of a spot in the top 100. Chu Jiaoran, a powerful female cultivator within the outer sect, holds the 9th position on the outer sect Tianjiao list. She reached the 4th level of the heavenly path and lasted over 15 minutes. Lu Qi previously maxed out at the 3rd level, but her Jindan breakthrough should allow her to reach the 4th without issue. Thus, she wanted to test herself against the heavenly path to see if she could surpass Chu Jiaoran. If she couldn't break into the top 10, she wouldn't stand much of a chance against Chu Jiaoran. You don't have to do this for me, senior sister. Zhao Mu knew Lu Qi wanted to remove Chu Jiaoran as a threat, preventing her from harassing him, but they were only in a business arrangement, and she didn't need to go this far for him. Chu Jiaoran's backing wasn't weak, possibly on par with the 12th elder, Lu Haikong. Lu Qi could get into serious trouble. Lu Qi smiled. It's not just for you, it's for me too. Everyone says Chu Jiaoran is the most promising female cultivator in the outer sect, but I disagree. I want to see for myself what sets us apart and which is better, human or demon. Zhao Mu couldn't argue with that. Mu Jiuling's words still resonated. Cultivators should be fearless and willing to fight for what they want. Lu Qi clearly felt the same way. With that settled, Zhao Mu said, then I'll go with you. I'm an outer disciple now, so I qualify for the heavenly path too. Great, that the journey would be dangerous, but Zhao Mu's fearlessness impressed Lu Qi. Soon, they arrived at the outer gate. The heavenly path secret realm array was located in the central square, marked by an ancient, towering gate that stood hundreds of feet tall, shimmering with golden light. Beyond the gate lay the heavenly path itself. Below the heavenly path stood a massive black stone tablet, the outer disciple Tianjiao list. The top name was Nailan Chuang, a well-known figure in the outer gate. Zhao Mu had heard of him, half human, half demon, with traces of Qilin blood. Nailan Chuang was ostracized by the demon clan for his mixed heritage, deemed an omen of bad luck, and exiled from his family. Eventually, he found his way to the Shengyuan Demon Sect. Qilin were auspicious creatures from a prestigious lineage, who would normally scorn the demon sect. However, few forces in the cultivation world treated humans and demons as equals. Despite being a demon sect, the Shengyuan Demon Sect didn't care about such rules. Only they would accept him. Arrogant and independent, Nailan Chuang defied everyone, making him the public enemy of the outer sect, but his strength was undeniable. He accepted every challenge and never yielded. He reached the 4th level of the heavenly path and lasted a full hour, earning the top spot on the outer sect Tianjiao list. Deterring any further challenges, Zhao Mu scanned the other top contenders, all renowned geniuses in the outer sect. Their strength had reached the Jindan realm. Chu Jiaoran was 9th. She had to be extremely powerful to stand out among the many outer sect geniuses. Lu Qi was 93rd, a solid achievement before breaking through to the Jindan realm, but clearly not enough for her. Ugh, failed again. The monsters on the 3rd level of the heavenly path are insane. I don't know how those geniuses get through. Seriously? You think they're geniuses for nothing? A group of outer sect disciples emerged from the heavenly path, looking dejected from recent setbacks. Suddenly, a familiar figure flew out of the heavenly path on a sword. Niu Tai and his followers. Congratulations, senior brother Nyo. You climbed 7 spots after challenging the heavenly path. You're now 79th on the outer sect prodigy list. At this rate, you'll be in the top 10 for sure. Nyo Tai, gazing at the changing rankings with pride, couldn't help but laugh. Not bad, not bad. You guys have been training hard with me. Tonight, drinks are on me at Hua Street. Nyo Tai spotted Zhao Mu and Lu Qi nearby. Damn it, Zhao Mu's luck with women is infuriating. Why don't they like me, Master Nyo? Senior sister Lu Qi comes from a seriously prominent family. Probably no one in the outer sect has a better background. I can't let this kid get away with this. Nyo Tai rolled his eyes and swooped down. Junior sister Lu, you're here for the heavenly path too. I just came out. Want some tips on the 3rd level? Nyo Tai asked with a smile. Lu Qi coolly replied, no need. Her aloofness contrasted sharply with her uninhibited side at night. Rejected but undeterred, Nyo Tai persisted, Junior sister Lu, as your senior brother, I have to warn you, Zhao Mu's no good. Be careful, or you'll lose everything. Lu Qi frowned, her eyes turning cold as she glared at Nyo Tai. If you're tired of being a cow, I can arrange your reincarnation. Lu Qi was now a master of the Dan formation realm, her aura oppressive. Nyo Tai paled, instinctively recoiling. Zhao Mu couldn't help but chuckle. Nyo Tai, aren't you the newly minted 79th ranked genius? Why did you almost wet yourself when the 93rd ranked senior sister Lu glanced at you? Guess your ranking isn't so impressive. Nyo Tai, now furious, retorted, pretty boy, you only hide behind women. If you have the guts, challenge me to a duel. Master Nyo will show you what a real man is. Nyo Tai activated his outer disciple nameplate, unleashing a circle of light. The light expanded, creating a 10-meter diameter arena around Zhao Mu. A challenge invitation appeared before Zhao Mu. Outer disciple Nyo Tai challenges you to a spar. Accept or decline. Don't accept, he's just trying to provoke you, Lu Qi urged. Don't worry, senior sister. I know what I'm doing. Zhao Mu looked at Nyo Tai. What's the point of just sparring? Let's raise the stakes. Nyo Tai was stunned, then burst out laughing, thinking it was too good to be true. This pretty boy just broke through to the Foundation establishment realm. So what if he has a pure young body? He's bound to lose with such a massive gap in strength and realm. Fine. If I lose, I'll return that 2nd-grade flying sword to you and give you 1,000,000 spirit stones. If you lose, your storage ring is mine. Deal. Let's put it in writing, so you don't try to back out later. Chapter 15, Become Famous in One Battle. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Heard there's a challenge match in the square. Yeah, Nyo Tai versus that pretty boy from the servants' courtyard. Zhao Mu. Just got promoted to outer sect disciple. What a show-off. Word is, the guy's got a pure young body. All the female cultivators in the outer sect who practice the 9 divine art have been getting with him. Talk about lucky. Humph, selling out for glory. Shame on the demon sect. The arena was hard to miss, quickly drawing a huge crowd of outer sect disciples. Suddenly, the crowd parted, a woman with a foxy tail and a seductive face strutted in. Chu Jiaoran, Nyo Tai instantly plastered on a fawning smile. Senior sister Chu, just you watch. I'm gonna teach this pretty boy a lesson for you. Chu Jiaoran didn't even glance at Nyo Tai, her eyes locked on Zhao Mu. Her complicated expression spoke volumes about her love-hate relationship. After all, she and Zhao Mu had spent every night together for over half a year. It'd be a lie to say she felt nothing, but he actually broke through to the foundation building stage and became an outer disciple, trying to slip out of her grasp. A bird trying to fly the coop deserves to have its neck snapped, only then would he stay by her side forever. Do your best, Chu Jiaoran said, her tone icy. Life or death, I'll take responsibility if something goes wrong. That was clearly meant for Nyo Tai. Nyo Tai got the message, a savage grin spreading across his face. The challenge was signed, and Zhao Mu was trapped. Die. Nyo Tai charged, his wild, powerful body exploding into a terrifying speed, blurring as he slammed head-on into Zhao Mu. Shadow Step. The Bull Demon clan is famous for its strength, and Niu Tai's enhanced his speed with Shadow Step. Combining both makes him twice as dangerous. Just like a top 100 master from the Outer Sect prodigy list. Niu Tai might not be pretty, but he's got the strength of the Outer Sect down. Zhao Mu's toast. This could be the shortest challenge match in Shengyuan Demon Sect history. If Niu Tai doesn't hold back, Zhao Mu's life could be in danger. That's what happens when you cross Chu Jiaran. Chu Jiaran watched the arena, her face blank, a silent sigh escaping her. If only you'd been a little more obedient, you wouldn't be in this mess. Being my lapdog isn't so bad. She turned to leave, but just then, a roar erupted from the crowd. No way. He blocked it. Am I seeing things? Even at the peak of Foundation building, I don't think I could block Niu Tai's wild bull charge. How'd he do that? Unbelievable. Is the pure young body really that powerful? Intrigued, Chu Jiaran turned back. In the arena, Zhao Mu had grabbed Niu Tai's horns with both hands. His face was strained, but his body stood firm, unyielding. Niu Tai's eyes were bloodshot, his face a mask of shock. No one in the Outer Sect knew better than him how powerful the barbarian Bull clan was. Even human cultivators at the peak of Foundation building couldn't match his raw strength, but Zhao Mu did it, and he'd only broken through to the Foundation building realm a few days ago. Is the pure young body really that strong? Impossible. Pure young bodies were rare, sure, but Shengyuan Demon Sect had gathered a few over the years. Their main purpose was to serve as cultivation furnaces for female practitioners. They helped, but the effect wasn't as good as the natural blood of many demon races. Before Niu Tai could think further, Zhao Mu roared, his strength surging again. He hoisted Niu Tai up and hurled him out of the ring with a vicious shoulder throw. Throughout the entire process, the hulking Niu Tai was like a powerless chicken in Zhao Mu's hands, unable to resist at all. Seeing Niu Tai thrown out of the ring, the square fell silent. Then, a wave of cheers erupted. The cheers from the human cultivators were the loudest. In their eyes, Zhao Mu was like a god descended from heaven, inspiring awe. Everyone knew the demon race's physical blood was superior to human cultivators. It was practically a law, unquestioned. Humans were good at refining pills and weapons, and their comprehension was better than the demon races, but in terms of pure strength, they were always inferior, especially in the early stages of cultivation. This physical strength gap had a profound impact on many human cultivators, making them doubt their own blood. But Zhao Mu had just proved that human cultivators could crush the demon race even in terms of strength. Lu Qi's beautiful eyes lit up, stunned. She was also a human cultivator and believed the demon race was physically superior. That's why she'd been so worried when Zhao Mu accepted Niu Tai's challenge. But Zhao Mu had just shown her she was wrong. I knew I wasn't wrong about him, Lu Qi said, happiness making her eyes water. If there weren't so many people around, she'd have rushed over to Zhao Mu. Zhao Mu was breathing hard, his body aching. Damn, I went overboard. If I'd known Niu Tai was such a pushover, I wouldn't have gone all out. But it was Zhao Mu's first time fighting a Foundation establishment realm expert, and he had no experience. Although he was confident in his Red Sun holy body, there was a big difference in realm. Going all out from the start was the best move. Catching his breath, Zhao Mu strode towards Niu Tai. The throw had sent him flying dozens of feet, cracking the square's floor tiles. Niu Tai hadn't even had the chance to surrender. He was completely unconscious, blood streaming from his eyes, ears, mouth, and nose, several of his cow bones shattered. He looked like a pile of rotten meat. The demon race had strong bodies and healing abilities, but it would take Niu Tai months to recover from such an injury. If his meridians were damaged, it could affect his cultivation and potential, ruining his life. But Zhao Mu felt no pity. During the fight, Niu Tai had clearly been trying to kill him. If he hadn't been strong enough, he'd be dead. Since Niu Tai tried to kill him first, the sect couldn't blame him. Even if he died, Chu Jiaran was powerful, but just an outer disciple. She had instigated Niu Tai to kill, violating sect rules. If the higher-ups investigated, she wouldn't get away with it. Worthless trash, get him out of here. Chu Jiaran suddenly said. Several outer demon cultivators hurried forward, dragging the dying Niu Tai away for treatment. At the same time, Zhao Mu's outer disciple nameplate flashed, and a second-grade flying sword, the guarding star killing, and 1,000,000 spirit stones appeared before him. The formation automatically recognized Zhao Mu's victory and awarded him all the bets. Zhao Mu happily stashed the flying sword and spirit stones into his storage ring. Eager to leave, he and Lu Qi prepared to head straight to the secret realm of Dengtian Road. "Come back to me now," Chu Jiaran said to Zhao Mu. "I'll give you everything you want." Zhao Mu replied with 3 words. "You're not worth it." Lu Qi smiled and walked towards Chu Jiaran. "Senior Sister Chu, Zhao Mu is a person, not a toy to be used and discarded. I'm going to make you pay for everything you've done to him. I'm going to challenge Dengtian Road and surpass your ranking, and then challenge you openly. If you still think you're right, then wait for me here." Chapter 16 Tip-Off. You are listening at novelfull.audio. If Zhao Mu's victory over Niu Tai earned him applause, Lu Qi's challenge to Chu Jiaran blew the outer sect's mind. These two were the outer sect's A-listers. Chu Jiaran, ranked 9th on the outer sect's prodigy list, was the Fox clan's rising star, radiating charm with every smile. Lu Qi, granddaughter of the 12th elder Lu Haikong, possessed noble status and beauty rivaling Chu Jiaran's. Countless disciples saw her as their ice queen. Now, these two stunning women were both, supposedly, hung up on Zhao Mu. Could there be juicier gossip? The news spread like wildfire, drawing more and more disciples to the square. Even some inner sect members came to see what all the fuss was about. Meanwhile, Zhao Mu and Lu Qi had already entered the Heavenly Road secret realm. Everyone was eager to see how Lu Qi fared. Some weren't so optimistic. Chu Jiaran's spot at 9th on the list was solid. Even if Lu Qi reached the Golden Core realm, surpassing Chu Jiaran would be tough, but no one was leaving. Chu Jiaran remained outside the Heavenly Road, her face composed, but radiating the air of a thorny rose. Whatever happened with Lu Qi's challenge, a showdown seemed guaranteed. Meanwhile, at the Demon Sect's sacred 9-dragon sword tomb, Long Tianxiang, deep in meditation, also heard the news. Brother Long, the outer sect's buzzing about junior sister Lu Qi being jealous of Chu Jiaran over some pretty boy. This could hurt your reputation, so I felt the need to tell you. The speaker was Niu Ao, an inner sect disciple with a bull's head. He was a top 10 master and well known in the sect. He was also Niu Tai's cousin. He'd been the first to learn about Zhao Mu's beatdown of Niu Tai. How could Niu Ao let that slide? But learning of Lu Qi's connection to Zhao Mu, he held back. While Lu Qi being elder Lu Haikong's granddaughter gave him pause, it wasn't the main reason. He really feared Lu Qi's fiancé, Long Tianxiang, ranked 5th among the inner circle disciples. Long Tianxiang boasted both dragon clan lineage and the backing of Shaoxintian, the Holy Origin Demon Sect's great elder. With those credentials, Long Tianxiang ranked just below the Son of God in the sect. Niu Ao figured if Lu Qi was engaged to Long Tianxiang but fooling around with a pretty boy, Long Tianxiang was going to be furious. He could get revenge for his cousin without getting his own hands dirty, because if Lu Qi got angry, attracting the ire of the 12th elder Lu Haikong, Niu Ao couldn't handle the fallout. "You dare disturb my training over such trifles?" Long Tianxiang opened his eyes, pinning Niu Ao with a stare. Instantly, Niu Ao felt like countless swords were aimed at his soul, freezing him in place. This was beyond Niu Ao's calculations. His fiancée was unfazed about being cuckolded by a pretty boy. What was he thinking? Even if Long Tianxiang was known for being obsessed with cultivation, surely he couldn't ignore this. Frustrated, Niu Ao stammered, "Brother Long, my bad. I'll be going now." The oppressive aura vanished. Niu Ao, able to move again, bowed and backed away. He wanted out of there. "Hold up." Just as Niu Ao reached the exit, Long Tianxiang stopped him. Niu Ao turned. "Anything else, senior brother?" Buzz, a ringing sword sound came from Long Tianxiang. Golden sword intent surged from Long Tianxiang's palm. He thrust the golden sword intent at Niu Ao, who nearly fainted from the pressure, but realizing the intent wasn't aimed at him, he sighed in relief. Long Tianxiang's rumored mastery of sword intent, controlling it at will, was true. What's senior brother Long getting at? He wondered. Long Tianxiang said, "Some ants don't know their place. Take care of them for me. Long Tianxiang transformed into a streak of sword light, disappearing deeper into the Nine Dragons sword tomb to resume his training. Niu Ao carefully slipped the golden sword into his sleeve, swallowed, bowed, and left. At the heavenly road, Zhao Mu and Lu Qi were separated after entering. Lu Qi was on the third floor. Zhao Mu, a first-timer, started on the first. He looked around, seeing white fog on three sides, the path ahead clear. He walked forward, soon reaching a floating platform. Three sleeping monsters lay on it, a rooster with a tumor on its head, a swollen, spiky hedgehog larger than a bear, and a 5-foot-tall green toad. All three monsters were in the early foundation building stage. The first level already had foundation building monsters, and nasty-looking ones at that. New outer disciples wouldn't dare challenge this. The instant Zhao Mu stepped onto the platform, the fog roiled, and a formation descended, trapping Zhao Mu and the monsters. The three monsters woke up. They attacked Zhao Mu from three sides. Damn, they're fast. Zhao Mu, his face hardening, quickly retreated. Being attacked from three sides was too risky, especially the hedgehog, shaking and launching sharp quills like a hailstorm. If hit, the barbs would lodge in the flesh. Luckily, Zhao Mu dodged the initial attack. My turn. The power of the red sun in Zhao Mu surged, gathering in his fists, turning them red and hot like branding irons. He punched out, the light blinding the monsters. Finding his chance, Zhao Mu kicked and blasted the three monsters off the platform. An easy win, but Zhao Mu noticed a flaw in his fighting style. His fighting skills didn't match his strength. The red sun holy body contained immense power, but he lacked ways to unleash it, which was a shame. It'd be great if he could learn some close-quarters combat techniques. The fog ahead dissipated, revealing a staircase to the second floor. A pill, a flying sword, and an ancient book appeared before Zhao Mu. Clear the first level, choose one reward. Zhao Mu was surprised. He hadn't known there were rewards for challenging the heavenly road. Guess he'd come to the right place. He checked out the ancient book. Burning Flame Palm. Yellow tier, top grade skill. Zhao Mu was thrilled. Talk about perfect timing. He grabbed the book and began studying it on the spot. Chapter 17. 10 Peak Foundation Building Monsters. You are listening at novelfull.audio. A few minutes later, Zhao Mu had devoured the Burning Flame Palm technique. With his sharp mind, he could grasp almost 80% of any yellow level skill just by reading it once. He quickly realized the Burning Flame Palm was a perfect match for his red sun's sacred body. The key to this technique was channeling the sun's true fire into your body, using its power to amplify the palm's strength. It was simple to learn, but mastering the skill relied on harnessing the sun's energy. This fierce, yang-based palm technique was practically custom-made for someone with Zhao Mu's red sun's sacred body. He wouldn't even need to draw in the sun's fire. He could directly infuse the palm technique with his own red sun power to unleash its full potential. Zhao Mu immediately sat down, legs crossed, and began circulating the red sun power within him. Whoosh, star. Moments later, flames erupted from his palm. His entire hand was engulfed in fire, but this wasn't ordinary fire. It was the condensed power of his red sun, radiating intense heat but posing no danger to him. Zhao Mu stood, satisfied. The burning flame palm would be a major asset. Converting his red sun power into actual flames would multiply its destructive force. Plus, there was another advantage. While primarily a close combat technique, the burning flame palm, once mastered, could project palm strikes that sent flames flying through the air, giving him some ranged attack capability. The range wasn't great, but it was ranged combat nonetheless, significantly improving his overall fighting ability. Since the Heavenly Road challenge forbade using magic weapons or external aids, having a ranged attack would definitely give him an edge over pure melee fighters. His confidence soaring, Zhao Mu strode toward the second level of the Heavenly Road. The monsters on the second level were all in the late stages of the Foundation establishment realm, and there were 5 of them. The difficulty had just jumped up a notch, but Zhao Mu was ready. Without hesitation, he stepped onto the platform, rubbing his hands together as sparks flew, and charged headfirst into the fray. Meanwhile, Lu Qi had already cleared the 3rd level and was heading for the 4th. Outside, the rankings on the stone tablet were shifting. Lu Qi's broken into the top 50. She's through the 3rd level and on her way to the 4th. I wonder how long Senior Sister Lu can last on level 4. Nailan Chuang, the Outer Sect's current #1 genius, held out on the 4th level for a full hour, a record that's almost unbreakable in the Outer Sect. If Senior Sister Lu can hold on for just 15 minutes, she'll crack the top 10 of the Outer Sect genius list. Hey, look! Zhao Mu's name's popped up on the genius list, too. He's ranked 987th, in the top 1000. He's in the top 1000 after clearing just the first level. He must have breezed through it. He beat Niu Tai, so he should have no problem getting to the 3rd level. Maybe he can even squeeze into the top 100. Chu Jiaoran remained stoic, his thoughts unreadable. Suddenly, the crowd erupted in murmurs. A blue-haired youth, arrogance plastered across his face, swaggered into view. It's Nailan Chuang. He actually showed up. The Outer Sect's top dog. Rumor has it he's a half-blooded Kirin. Got the looks, but he's too cocky for his own good. Nailan Chuang's appearance made Chu Jiaoran frown. What do you want? Chu Jiaoran asked, his voice hard. Nailan Chuang flashed a grin, full of unrestrained glee. Heard your pretty boy ran off with another woman, so I thought I'd come by and have a laugh. You're asking for it. Chu Jiaoran snapped, his face darkening. Nailan Chuang reached for his sword, but then his brows furrowed, as if sensing something, and he took off without a word. A split second later, a wave of monstrous power surged towards the spot he'd just vacated. Niu Ao crashed down from the sky, landing heavily in the square. Where's Zhao Mu? You hurt my cousin, and now I'm gonna tear you limb from limb. Horror rippled through the Outer Sect disciples. It's Niu Ao. 8th on the Inner Sect prodigy list, peak Jindan realm. He's Niu Tai's cousin. Zhao Mu's in deep trouble. Peak Jindan is practically half a step into the Yuanying stage. We Outer Sect disciples can't afford to mess with someone like that. Back in the Heavenly Road secret realm, Zhao Mu dispersed the lingering flames from his palm, surveyed the charred corpses of the monsters on the ground, and nodded with satisfaction. The burning flame palm had definitely sharpened his edge. Without it, while he could have taken down the 5 monsters in the late Foundation building realm, it wouldn't have been nearly as smooth or as easy. The entire fight had been practically a one-sided beatdown. It had taken him less than 10 breaths to win. Zhao Mu glanced at his rank on the stone tablet. Clearing the 2nd level had bumped him into the top 200, even higher than some Outer Sect disciples who'd reached the 3rd level. It must be because his clearance time was so short that the formation had given him such a high score. As he watched, a pill, a flying sword, and an ancient book materialized in front of him. The quality was clearly better than before. Zhao Mu examined the ancient book first. Asterisk footwork with the sword. Starred that he didn't even know how to use a flying sword yet, so swordplay was definitely not his priority. He glanced at the pill and the flying sword again. The pill was a 3rd-grade Peiyuan pill, but Zhao Mu practically ate Peiyuan pills like candy. A measly 3rd-grade pill was useless to him. That left the flying sword. The blade was as smooth as jade. It didn't look particularly sharp, but it was pretty, like a fancy work of art. A 2nd-grade flying sword, the Bai Yuxia, for Zhao Mu, who already had 4th and 5th-grade flying swords. This one obviously wasn't good enough. But it could make a decent gift. After stowing away the flying sword, Zhao Mu headed straight for the 3rd level. Each person who enters the Heavenly Road is put into their own private illusion, so Zhao Mu wouldn't bump into Lu Qi. However, the rankings on the stone tablet showed that she'd passed the 3rd level and was likely battling on the 4th. She was climbing the ranks fast, now in the top 20, if she kept it up. Breaking into the top 10 shouldn't be a problem. She was likely to surpass Chu Jiaoran's rank this time. Wonder if I can crack the 4th level. Zhao Mu took a deep breath and stepped onto the 3rd level platform. Well, hell, 10 monsters at the peak of the Foundation building realm were sprawled out on the platform, sleeping. There was even a blue and white python over 100 feet long, looking downright menacing. No wonder so few Outer Sect disciples could get past the 3rd level. This level was just too hard for a Foundation building cultivator to handle, but fueled by his recent victories, Zhao Mu felt like he actually had a shot. Red sun power began to surge, and with fiery palms raised, Zhao Mu boldly advanced onto the 3rd level platform. Roar, that the 10-peak foundation building realm monsters awoke at once, roaring and snarling at Zhao Mu. Chapter 18 The Attention of All. You are listening at novelfull.audio. 10 monster beasts at the peak of foundation building. Even though Zhao Mu had braced himself, facing those 10 monsters still hit him hard. A single monster packs as much punch as a cultivator at the same level, 10 at once. Terrifying. Out in the open, a cultivator could use their speed to pick them off one by one, but Deng Tian Road's platform was cramped, almost claustrophobic. The more monsters there were, the worse it was for the challenger. No chance to isolate and conquer. Victory meant taking on 10 at once. No wonder most outer sect disciples needed to reach the core formation realm to clear the 3rd level. It's just too brutal for a foundation building peak to fight 10 foundation building monsters all at the same time, but he was here now. No turning back. The road to heaven was just a phantom formation anyway. Even if he failed and became Monster Chao, he wouldn't actually die. Time to test his limits. Zhao Mu cracked his knuckles, sparks flying. The monsters charging fastest were blinded by the sudden light. Zhao Mu seized the chance and dove in, unleashing a firestorm with his palm strike, smashing a black iron turtle's shell to bits. The raging flames devoured the turtle, taking it out, but at the same time, the other 9 pounced from every direction. Zhao Mu couldn't block them all. He was instantly swarmed. The monsters showed no mercy, tearing with claws, stabbing with beaks. A giant crocodile snapped its jaws, catching Zhao Mu's calf and nearly sending him sprawling. Zhao Mu had never taken such a beating in his life. Caught in a frenzy, he had no choice but to fight to the death. Zhao Mu figured he'd be monster food in seconds, but after 10 breaths, Zhao Mu was still going strong. In fact, in the chaos, he'd managed to pry open the giant crocodile's jaws, crippling its attack. Although he was bruised and battered, none of the monster's attacks seemed to seriously threaten him. Just surface wounds. Zhao Mu was shocked. He had underestimated the power of the Qiang holy body. He had only thought about the Qiang holy body as an overabundance of masculine energy and hadn't really considered the strength of the holy body. His body, constantly bathed in the red sun's power, wasn't quite invulnerable, but it was far tougher than any other foundation-building cultivator. He could take a beating, and he healed fast. Superficial wounds were already scabbing over before the blood could even flow. Maybe there's a chance. Zhao Mu felt a surge of adrenaline, and blazing flames erupted from his palms once more. Boom! 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 Zhao Mu grabbed a monster, slamming it repeatedly. Each strike sent a wave of fire. Another monster down, 7 left. With the pressure eased, Zhao Mu charged, grabbing a 3-legged black sheep and hammering its chest and ribs. After a few blows, the scent of roasted lamb filled the air. Zhao Mu fought like a man possessed, a whirlwind of destruction. The monsters fought back savagely, biting and clawing, but their attacks barely fazed him now. The battle turned into a one-sided slaughter. Zhao Mu, wreathed in flames, decimated the remaining monsters. Boom! The last saber-toothed tiger collapsed in a charred heap. I did it! Zhao Mu slumped to the ground, stunned. He couldn't believe he'd actually beaten 10 peak foundation building monsters. This was the true power of the Qiang holy body. Turns out it wasn't just good for conquering his senior sister, it was a beast in a fight, too. He had totally underestimated himself. After a brief rest, Zhao Mu got to his feet. As before, a bottle of elixir, a magic weapon, and an ancient skill book appeared before him. The quality had clearly improved. The elixir was a grade 3 spirit nurturing pill, the magic weapon was a thunder-infused hammer, also grade 3, the skill was a low-grade profound technique, purple lightning coil. After some deliberation, Zhao Mu chose the technique. Though he'd won, Zhao Mu now knew that burning flame palms alone weren't enough. This purple lightning coil was a profound level technique, far more powerful than his burning flame palms. And the name suggested it could confine and restrain, in addition to its thunderous power, which was exactly what he needed. Having a technique to control enemies would be invaluable when outnumbered, and there was another reason. He intended to challenge the 4th level. Elixirs and magic weapons were useless on the road to heaven, but once he learned the technique, he could use it anywhere. Zhao Mu immediately grabbed purple lightning coil and started studying, outside the road to heaven. Silence had fallen. Everyone stared at the outer talent list, their faces unreadable. It's got to be a mistake. Are you kidding? Saint Yuan ancestor himself created the Ascension formation. It's been perfect for 8,000 years. There can't be a mistake. Zhao Mu. How did he do that? On the stone tablet, Zhao Mu's name had rocketed from 900-something to 13th, he had even passed Lu Qi, who had already entered the 4th level. What is Zhao Mu? He cleared the 3rd level in under 15 minutes. The time isn't even the point. He's only at the 5th level of foundation building. Even an early core formation cultivator might not be that fast. Chu Jiaran stared at the stone tablet, her eyes hardening. How could this be happening? What opportunity had Zhao Mu stumbled upon to improve so drastically? Or had he been holding back all along, waiting for this moment to make a splash? Humph, the outer sect prodigy list impresses you this much? The outer sect is worthless. Nyo Ao said icily, his comment insulted every outer sect disciple, but no one dared to speak out, or even meet Nyo Ao's gaze. That was the weight of the 8th spot on the inner sect prodigy list. Look, senior sister Lu is out. She lasted 15 minutes on the 4th level and is currently 9th, bumping senior sister Chu to 10th. Congratulations, senior sister Lu, that the cultivators spoke up to congratulate her, seeing that Lu Qi had overtaken Chu Jiaran, the vixen, filled them with hope. Chu Jiaran frowned but remained silent, waiting to see if Zhao Mu would challenge the 4th level. Zhao Mu is 13th. What did he do? When Lu Qi emerged, she noticed the crowd of outer disciples in the square, even the inner sect prodigy Nyo Ao. She instinctively knew something was wrong, thinking something had happened, but after hearing the explanations, she realized Zhao Mu was still on the road to heaven. Looking at Zhao Mu's ranking, Lu Qi felt surprised and elated, no longer in a hurry to confront Chu Jiaran. She just wanted to see how far Zhao Mu could go. Chapter 19 Self-Harming Counterattack. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Half an hour later, Zhao Mu's eyes snapped open, a flicker of purple electricity dancing in his pupils. Thunder and lightning techniques are a real pain. Even for a low-grade Xian skill, my lightning spirit root isn't cutting it. If I didn't have some serious knack for understanding, I wouldn't have gotten a glimpse of this in half an hour. Besides natural talent, a cultivator's spirit root compatibility is key. Someone like Zhao Mu, born with a pure yang body and strong fire spirit roots, is a natural with fire-based exercises. Other techniques? Not so much. Top-tier understanding can help, but it'll never match his potential with fire skills. But this half hour wasn't a waste. Zhao Mu had at least gotten the hang of purple lightning tangle. He focused, and a purple arc crackled from his palm, branching out like thorny roses, forming an electric net. Get caught in that, and you'd be in trouble. It wouldn't cause a ton of damage, but purple lightning tangle is all about wrapping up and paralyzing. At the very least, it'll slow an enemy down, plus, it's got range. That arc can cover a 10-meter radius, perfect for crowd control. Zhao Mu took a deep breath and headed for the 4th floor of Climbing Road. Surprisingly, he didn't find a mob of Dangerel monsters, just one, the big cat, still snoozing on the ground, to be exact, a black leopard. Even asleep, it radiated a powerful pressure. Plenty of outer sect geniuses from the Shengyuan Demon Sect had stalled out here. Even someone like Nailan Chuang couldn't pass the 4th level, lasting only an hour. Zhao Mu didn't know if anyone had ever cleared the 4th floor, but nobody's doing it now. He wasn't holding his breath, his cultivation was too low. A foundation building stage 5 challenging a big shot monster in the pill formation realm. Huge gap. Zhao Mu figured if he could hold out for 10 breaths, he'd be doing great. He's ranked 13th among the outer talents. After all, just staying on the 4th level for a bit would boost his ranking, probably enough to crack the top 10, getting on the genius list and booting Chu Jiaran out. That was the goal. Just gotta do my best. Without high expectations, Zhao Mu felt loose. No prep needed. He stepped onto the platform. The next second, the Black Panther woke up, sapphire eyes, gorgeous, but the next moment, the Black Panther vanished. Okay, not really. Its speed was just so insane, Zhao Mu couldn't even track it. Danger incoming. Every hair on Zhao Mu's body stood on end. He raised his burning palm and slammed it into the ground, sending out a wave of fire. trying to smoke the big cat out. After the palm strike, Zhao Mu unleashed purple lightning tangle, tiny lightning arcs instantly blanketing the 10-meter radius, ground and sky, all under Zhao Mu's control. "It's working," that the Black Panther was revealed, and the thunder and fire had it backing off. It paced 10 meters away, eyes locked on Zhao Mu. It tried to close the distance, but flames and lightning kept pushing it back. Zhao Mu grinned, but not for long. The Black Panther vanished again. It fought through the purple electricity and flames, forcing its way through Zhao Mu's defenses. 5 meters, 3 meters, 1 meter, the Black Panther was too fast. The moment Zhao Mu reacted, its claws were slashing at his head. Reacting instinctively, Zhao Mu threw up his arms to block. Bang! The impact sent Zhao Mu flying, nearly off the platform. He barely managed to stay on, but the throbbing pain in his arms made him break out in a cold sweat. This was the power of a Dangan realm monster. Terrifying. If he didn't know this was all a phantom formation and his life wasn't in danger, Zhao Mu would have bolted. No chance of winning this, but since he couldn't die, Zhao Mu wasn't giving up. Each extra second on the 4th floor was a win. The Black Panther landed the blow, but saw Zhao Mu hadn't been eliminated. Its sapphire eyes flickered with surprise. The little dude in the Foundation building realm just took its best shot head-on. Never happened before, and his arms weren't even broken, just some flesh wounds. If he was a demon monk with naturally strong bones, okay, but this kid was a human cultivator, known for being squishy. How could his bones be this tough? Zhao Mu wasn't reading the Black Panther's mind. He shook his arms, trying to get the feeling back, and called upon the power of the red sun. Flames erupted from his palms, spreading up his arms, even engulfing his body. Burning Flame Palm had a hidden move, damaging meridians and igniting the whole body, boosting combat effectiveness. Zhao Mu would never use this outside, shortening his life by 10 years, but since this was just an illusion, he went for it. Amidst the flames, purple arcs of electricity pulsed from Zhao Mu's palms again, becoming 2 lightning thorns, wrapping around his arms and legs. They numbed the pain and gave his melee attacks a paralyzing kick, amping up his power. This was a desperate fight, burning through his life force every second. Even if it was an illusion, Zhao Mu could only last half a minute. The Black Panther narrowed its eyes, alert. It actually felt a threat from this Foundation building cultivator. Time to get serious. With a whoosh, the Black Panther became a black blur, pouncing on Zhao Mu, jaws wide open, too fast to dodge. Seeing he was out of time, Zhao Mu made a snap decision. He lunged forward, shoving his left arm into the Black Panther's mouth. He sacrificed his arm to stop the attack, and with his right hand, he grabbed the Black Panther's neck and slammed the burning palm against its body, leaving a smoking, burned paw print. The Black Panther never expected this. Was this really a human cultivator? Even monsters weren't this crazy. Chapter 20, 10,000 Times Return, The Bloodline of the Human Emperor. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Zhao Mu's move both shocked and enraged the Black Panther. With a sickening snap, the panther bit off his left arm. It surged forward, its limbs pumping. The force was so explosive that Zhao Mu couldn't hold on with his remaining hand and was instantly flung away. Guess this is it. Zhao Mu closed his eyes, ready to give up. Lasting this long was an accomplishment in itself. He'd definitely snag a top 10 spot on the outer sect prodigy list. Still, some regrets lingered. Suddenly, a voice, cold as ice, echoed in his mind. Ding! You fed the beast with your body, triggering a 10,000-fold return. Acquiring the blood of the human emperor. That the system alert jolted Zhao Mu's eyes open. 10,000-fold return. The blood of the human emperor. He had no idea what that even was, but this was only the second time he triggered a 10,000-fold return. The last one was a newbie bonus. This was the first time Zhao Mu had done it himself. The surprise was overwhelming, but the way he triggered it was pretty wild, like the Buddha offering his flesh to feed the eagle. Now Zhao Mu was feeding a big cat with his body, right? What was this enchanted place? It could trigger returns. Did that mean his arm was really gone? No time to think. As the system prompt ended, Zhao Mu's heart leaped. In an instant, it felt like all the blood in his body had been replaced. So, this was the blood of the human emperor. As it coursed through him, Zhao Mu's entire being transformed, nourished by the blood. Every muscle, organ, meridian, even every cell, seemed to be strengthened, like a divine upgrade. Zhao Mu could feel his physical strength skyrocketing. At the same time, a fragment of inherited memory within the blood surfaced in his mind. The human emperor bloodline was rare, almost unheard of. It was ancient, dating back to the dawn of humankind. Back then, countless races vied for dominance. Humans were weak, on the brink of extinction, but from the ashes rose a group of powerhouses. They pushed their flesh and blood to the limit, breaking through the potential of the human bloodline, forging their bodies to a transcendent level. This gave them unparalleled power, which they used to protect humanity, defeat mighty enemies, and secure the survival of their kind. Since then, humanity had persevered, forming their own path. Many believed humans had always been superior to demons in physique and bloodline, but few knew that there was a time when human emperors were common, when the human race's very flesh was something demons could only dream of. While the glory of humanity had faded, the blood of the human emperor still flowed in countless human descendants, dormant, waiting to be awakened. Now, with the 10,000-fold return, Zhao Mu's human bloodline had been amplified to its maximum potential. The blood of the human emperor, unseen for ages, surged through him. In his inherited memories, Zhao Mu glimpsed battles between ancient human emperors and supreme demons. What a spectacle! From ground to sky, from planet surface to distant galaxies, one foot could crush mountains, one fist could shatter stars. Everything in the world was fragile as sand before the human emperor. Even these fleeting images made Zhao Mu's blood surge. This was the human emperor, the ultimate human powerhouse. And now he possessed his bloodline. Even if it was newly awakened, it held boundless potential. One day, he too would walk among the stars and crush his enemies. Thump, thump, star. Thump, star. The heavy, powerful heartbeat echoed through Zhao Mu's chest, reaching the ears of the Black Panther, which had been preparing to attack again. The panther froze, turning around in disbelief. Zhao Mu's lost arm had grown back. He stood on the platform, grounded, radiating the aura of a mountain, looking down on all creation, an overlord surveying his domain. Not only were Zhao Mu's injuries fully healed, but he seemed more perfect than before. His pure young physique already gave him a unique charisma. Now, in addition to his captivating charm, Zhao Mu emanated an aura of oppressive power, inspiring primal fear. The Black Panther stumbled backward, lowered its body, and emitted a deep growl. The moment it sensed Zhao Mu's aura, an instinctive fear bubbled up from the depths of its blood. As if meeting a natural predator, its own aura was instantly suppressed. For a moment, the panther forgot to attack. Paralyzed by fear, Zhao Mu ignored it. He spread his arms, expanded his chest, and took a deep breath. This feeling was incredible. Even though he was still at the 5th level of foundation building, Zhao Mu could sense that his current strength had undergone a quantum leap. His body, his spiritual power, even the red sun power within him, had been touched by the blood of the human emperor, imbued with a higher purpose. Crackle, star. Zhao Mu clenched his fists, applying a little force, and his bones emitted a series of crackling sounds. With each crackle, the Black Panther twitched, as if triggering a startle response. As Zhao Mu finished his warm-up and set his eyes on the panther, it nearly lost its footing. Roar! As if realizing how pathetic it looked, the panther roared in anger, forcing down its fear and lunging at Zhao Mu again. Jaws agape. It was still incredibly fast, but this time, Zhao Mu could see its movements with crystal clarity. They even seemed a bit slow. Zhao Mu didn't even bother dodging. Before, he couldn't dodge. Now, he saw no need to. Just as the panther's jaws were less than 2 feet away, Zhao Mu moved. He took a small, casual step forward, perfectly sidestepping the attack, leaving the panther's teeth and claws grasping at air. At the same time, a burst of red light erupted from Zhao Mu's palm. The burning palm shot upward, piercing through the panther's throat. Crack, star. With a sickening crack, the panther's head snapped at an unnatural angle, emitting black smoke and the aroma of cooked meat. The panther crashed to the ground, twitching in agony, no longer able to rise. The Tianlu magic array recognized the panther's defeat, and Zhao Mu was cleared to move on. 3 rewards materialized before him: a 4th grade Wind Running Pill, a 4th grade magic weapon, the Hanjiang Spear, and the Xian level middle grade skill, the Tuabei Hand. All good stuff, but he could only pick one. Zhao Mu considered it and went with the pill. Wind Running Pills were rare, and only a few alchemists could make them. they didn't boost cultivation strength, but they increased the cultivator's compatibility with the wind element, thereby enhancing their flying speed with a sword a step faster, always a step faster. For cultivators, speed was key, of course. A single 4th grade wind running pill wouldn't drastically improve Zhao Mu's speed, but he could give it to someone else to get a return reward. Wind running pills could be refined to the 9th grade, if he could get his hands on a 9th grade one, the effect would be immense. Score. After stashing the pill, Zhao Mu glanced at the ranking on the stone tablet. As expected, his name had skyrocketed to the top of the outer sect prodigy list, knocking Nalan Chuang off the top spot. It must be a madhouse out there right now. Zhao Mu smiled, but didn't rush out. He was planning on climbing higher, taking a look at the 5th floor.